All right, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Virtual Vino with DMV Distributing. Devin and Alicia here in the background. We do have posted up front for you to see the 4 wines that we are featuring this evening. We have a great lineup for you, as well as the following local retailers that have all 3 of these great wines, all 4 of these great wines. Dunkirk Wine and Spirits, Frederick Winehouse, and the Vine on Main. So make sure that you go out and support those local retailers, get all 4 of these great, fantastic wines and support them. Thanks so much for joining tonight. Remember, as you're viewing, make sure that you share with your friends, comment, give our page a like. We'll be talking about a lot of really great things this evening, as well as the difference between New World and Old World wines, which is actually pretty entertaining, I think, to talk about. And I have gotten the question quite a few times during live tasting, so it's definitely something to touch base on. Without further ado, obviously Alicia is joining me tonight, so thanks, Alicia, for once again being part of Virtual Vino. It's always great to see your face. Alicia works at DMV Distributing with me as one of my fellow wine specialists, and she actually works kind of right beside me in a way over in Frederick County and beyond. So we're basically neighbor distributors. Yeah, just a short little drive. You're my closest coworker, I suppose. Everyone, before we get started today, make sure that you do vote for your favorite wine from this evening's tasting in our poll after the video. Make sure that you give us a like on both Instagram and Facebook at DMV Dist. We post great things all the time, obviously on our Facebook, but especially our Instagram. Some behind the scenes from the vineyards, some really great things in stores, all of our great setups, and hopefully one day even live tastings back in our stores. So you never know. Won't that be interesting, Alicia?
Yes, for sure.
Exactly. Now, like I mentioned, Alicia is joining us this evening. What you may not know about Alicia, and she's going to talk to you about, is that she actually owns Flower House Design. So during the video this evening, we will be giving away a really great looking wine glass that Alicia's made as our giveaway this evening. So make sure that you comment, ask questions tonight. All of you will be put in a random drawing, and before our last and final wine of the evening, we'll be giving that awesome wine glass away. And thanks for making me one, by the way, Alicia. I can't wait to pick it up and drink out of it, of course. So, Alicia, if you want to introduce yourself here, let everyone know a little bit about yourself, about Flower House Designs, and once again, thanks so much for joining tonight.
So, like Devin said, I'm Alicia. I am also a sales rep with DMV Distributing. I think this is my 3rd or 4th time on here now with Devin, talking about delicious wines. So some of you may know I have a wine and food blog. It's a lifestyle blog, and I focus on wine, food, and travel. So over there, you can, on Always Alicia Marie, on my social media, you can find about food, wine, pairings, travel stuff, and then I go into depth on those things in blog posts over on my blog. So that's one thing I do outside of being a sales rep. I'm also a blogger, which is what got me into being a sales rep. And then also I have, like Devin mentioned, my own business, which is Flower Designs. I got into floral design in high school when I was 15. So half my life now, I have been doing floral design, and I love taking the horticulture classes and joining the FFA floriculture team in high school. And then when I got out of high school, I worked through college in 2 different flower shops. And I got my degree in business. My goal was to open my own flower shop eventually, but with the economy the way it was and the struggle that I saw the flower shops go through that I worked for, I kind of got sucked into the corporate world instead of opening my own flower shop right away. And while I worked in the corporate offices, my friends would ask me to do their wedding flowers for them. So eventually, it just got to the point that it seemed like a good idea that I just start my own business as a wedding event floral designer. So I do flower house designs out of my house. And I also have an online boutique on my website where you can find gifts, accessories, all kinds of good shop over at the online boutique. And I do make custom orders. I think Jess has up on the screen right now some wedding flowers that I've done. So wedding and event flowers, obviously weddings are kind of non-existent this summer. So this wedding season has been pretty slow as far as the flowers go. But I still have the online boutique up and running, and I do special orders over there. So like Devin said, we're going to be giving away a wine glass this evening, which is, oops, this one here. It's a cute little wine glass. I make wine glasses and like margarita glasses for bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, things like that. And I do like special orders for gifts and all too. So you can find all the things over at flowerhousedesignsllc.com, and you have a chance of winning that wine glass tonight. And what else? I think that's a little bit about my business, and I think we're ready to drink some wine now. But if you guys have any questions about my blog or Flower House Designs, feel free to ask us tonight during the tasting. Open questions, or you can always email me to over at my email and ask me any questions there as well.
I love all of those photos of your arrangements. So if I ever get married, Alicia, you're hired.
All right.
Or even for a party. Obviously, you don't just have to buy beautiful flowers for a wedding. Even your great celebration, baby showers. I'm sure you've done a little bit of everything like that, right?
Yes, showers, birthday parties, all kinds of good stuff. Flowers are an excellent gift to give to celebrate and all, so all the things.
I love them. I wish that I could have more flowers around my house, but my cat will immediately eat them, and then I would be sad about the cat being sick and my dead flowers. So maybe I'll get some from my front porch from you.
I tell people the best of both worlds. I do wine sales a week, and then I get to do wedding flowers. So I get wine and flowers.
That is such a great idea. Good work. Well, like Alicia mentioned, if you have any questions about her company, of course, about wine, flowers, Alicia does it all. So ask, leave comments, like her on Instagram and Facebook. I know I've checked out your Instagram before, and the pictures on there are gorgeous. So always follow her on Instagram. You'll get some great pictures on there too.
The good thing about wedding flowers is there's photographers there to take pictures. So professional photographers do the pictures.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not just your cell phone.
All the photos on my Instagram and Facebook that have come from photographers, you can see on photographers they have come from if you're looking for a photographer too. So
exactly. All right, Alicia. So our first wine of the evening, everyone, is the Mendoza Trentis. Now, the greatest thing about featuring this wine tonight is that Alicia has actually been to Mendoza vineyards. So she has seen firsthand how gorgeous they are. The region is absolutely amazing. They grow some amazing grapes, produce amazing wines. We recently had Richard Bonvin on with an array of 4 wines from Mendoza Vineyards. If any of you watched that Virtual Vino, you may remember Richard. But if not, they're always available, all the past episodes on our Facebook and YouTube channels as well. But I know Alicia had some great things to share about this wine. I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy it. This is definitely a wine to pick up this summer.
Yes. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to pour your Torrontés. This is a beautiful wine. I know we're also talking about Old World and New World wines tonight, and we'll get into more of that as we go on. But this Torrontés is considered a New World wine. Argentina is considered part of the New World, so just keep that in mind as we talk about Old World versus New World tonight. This Torrontés, like we were saying, Richard was on with us back at the beginning of June, so you can always go back to our Virtual Vino from then to see more of the Mendoza Vineyards wines. And this Torrontés, if you have it in your glass, just give it a swirl and a sniff. And if you get a nice floral bouquet, like that is what this wine is all about. I don't think I've ever had a more floral wine than this one. This one is absolutely beautiful. And Toronto's actually comes in different clones. So there's 3 different types of clone varietals. This one is actually that they make the wine from is the Riano clone. So there's 3 different types of clones. The clone that you're looking for the winemaking portion of Toronto's is the Riano. Obviously, this is grown in Mendoza, Argentina, from our friends at Mendoza Vineyards. This is in the Yucca Valley, which is just south of Mendoza, and Yucca Valley has a higher elevation, and it's a little bit cooler out there, which is the perfect growing climate for the Torontos. When Richard was on with us, he gave us a little bit more information about that and how they have found that this grape thrives down in that area. Argentina is mainly known for their Malbec, so it's really nice to see a nice white wine come out of there. So hopefully you guys are drinking this along with us. Let us know what you think about it in the comments. Again, give that a nice swirl and sniff. You get a nice floral bouquet, maybe a little bit of citrus or green apple and pear with that. And then obviously go ahead and take a sip and drink it. And you'll find that it's very floral on the palate. So tell us what you guys are thinking in the comments. What you think?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely if you guys have this, an amazing, really full-bodied white wine in a way. It just tastes like it's a full-bodied wine. It doesn't have like that very full mouthfeel. What I like about it is that it smells really sweet. So you think it's going to be a sweet white wine, but it's actually a dry white wine. But like Alicia mentioned, the aroma, it definitely has like a lot of jasmine characteristics to the aroma. I think like some maybe orange blossom and tropical flavors in there as well. So even for those of you that like sweeter wines, or if you like a dry white, this is a really great, almost semi-dry white wine. I would say, it's a really great shareable white wine, and it's going to be something that you've probably never tried before. So in the year of 2020, make it special, trying out new things when you can. I would definitely recommend the Torontos. It is a really great wine, very classic label. And like you were mentioning, one of those New World wines. When we talk about New World, Old World, really all of the main traditional winemakers from Europe, all of the European countries, we have a map to show you as well. You'll see the Old World in the yellow, so i.e. Europe is going to be your Old World, and then all the New World is where they learned from the Old World, and they said, hey, okay, we want to also grow and make wine, and then we might honestly do it our own way. So they've taken some traditional methods, and then some of the New World have come up with their own methods as well. So it's a really interesting thing. I think one thing to note about it, and Alicia, you're really great with food pairing as well, is that I've learned over the years, comparing Old World to New World wines, food pairing, Old World basically goes with just about anything. Like your Old World wines, you can just throw in with dinner, usually it's a lot of your reds, it's, even your Bordeaux. But your New World, because of usually the higher alcohol content and the higher acidity, you actually have to pay attention perhaps to what you are pairing it with. So I think that that's one thing I've learned that's quite interesting. Even with this wine, I would pair this, especially with your summer barbecue or spicy food. The high acidity, even in this wine, it's going to just really balance everything out, and it's going to taste really fantastic. It'll make your food taste better. The wine, if it can somehow taste better, it'll also taste better. And I think we failed to mention this has actually been featured as one of the best buys in Wine Enthusiast as well.
Yes. And when Richard was with us, he told us that these would go great with aperitif, so before dinner, and also if you're enjoying it with dinner for like a salad or lighter fish and chicken dishes. And this is a wine young, so we are on the 2019 right now. Southern Hemisphere, so their 2020 wine actually see us hopefully within the next couple months, because they get their out long before we do up here in the northern hemisphere. And this is a wine that you don't want to age in the cellar. When I say it's meant to be young, you want to drink this within the first year of the age on the so, drink this one, don't store it in your cellar, enjoy it now.
Exactly. I think it's safe to say both our first wines this evening, the Trantis, and our next wine, the Lion and Dove Rosé, these are great wines to drink with your friends while you're on the porch in summertime, but they're, like Alicia mentioned, even while you're making dinner. These are great wines as an aperitif, or even just while you're making dinner, you know, it's in the oven and you're sitting and relaxing in your kitchen. This is a great wine just to feature and drink without anything even. So I think that that's also something to mention. Definitely drink them chilled, enjoy them a lot.
And you just need something refreshing.
Exactly. Yeah, this is it. I mean, and an average price of $11.99 in store. Exactly.
So Montez grape. The grape clone is the Riano for the Torontos, but this is the Toronto grape varietal. And that's about New World versus Old World. They're the New World wines, which I love because Old World gets so confusing. New World wines on their labels, like what you see is what you get. So they named Torontes on the label, which is the grape varietal. On our other wines tonight, Old World goes more by region on the label, but New World goes by the actual grape varietal. So when you're looking at New World labels, you'll get the name of the grape varietal, which in this case is the Toronto.
That's an excellent point, Alicia. And then we jump to our second wine of the evening, the Lion and Dove Rosé, which doesn't necessarily tell you the varietal that it's made from or what it is. But, you know, rosé can be made with any red grape. So moving on, we'll wait a second, see if anyone has any questions about the Torontos. Like we mentioned, leave a comment, ask us questions, but we'll be pouring our second glass this evening, the Lion and Dove Rosé. One of my favorite rosés of all time and probably forever, so enjoy.
We'll let everybody open up their rosé, catch up. A lot of rosé, either Old World or New World, I've noticed a rosé label, but when you look at the back label, there's a lot of places where you can find the actual grape. Also on the Lion and Dove, it does on the back right here, Cabernet.
Yeah.
Cabernet.
Great. And like we mentioned earlier, obviously our wines are available around Maryland and DC. We are recently putting really great little neck toppers here on all of our wines. So these wines, if you see them in store, it also has on the back there more information about how you can view our past virtual vinos with DMV. So make sure when you see those wines, we're either going to feature them that upcoming week, as in this evening, every Friday at 7 p.m. here, or you can go back if you want to learn more about that wine that your little necker tag is on and learn more with us. So I think I have to count them up, Alicia. I think we're over 20 virtual vinos at this point. So congrats.
As soon as Corona started.
Early April, yeah. Every Friday since early April, correct. Time's flown. Where did it go? What happened? All right.
Even for the days.
Exactly. All right, so I am set for the rosé. Like I mentioned, one of my favorite rosés made with the Cabernet Sauvignon. And I'll let Alicia tell you a little bit more about it.
Yes, so this is our Lion and Dove rosé. It comes from Chile. Most of our Lion and Dove line, if you don't know already, comes from Chile. We have a full line of Lion and Dove. We also have a Pinot Noir, Carmenere, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and a Moscato. The Moscato is the only one right now that comes from Italy. The rest do come from Chile, which Chile is actually another new world. So we're talking about South America so far tonight. Both Argentina and Chile are considered New World wines. So what makes them New World is when people immigrated over from Europe, so people came from France and Italy, they brought the grapevines with them over to Argentina and Chile. Sometimes immigrants bought them. In some cases, I know like the Carmenere, for instance, was gifted to Chile from France because France didn't think they could do anything with it. And then it happens to be a grape that thrived in Chile. So New World wines were influenced from immigrants or gifted their grapevines. So that's what got them started down in South America. And the Line and Dove Rosé, hopefully you all have poured your wine by now. If you want to give it a little sniff and figure out what characteristics you're getting in that wine, let us know in the comments. I won't give away any yet. But this is a 100% Cabernet Rosé. So it is a more full-bodied rosé, and what I mean by that is you have more of a mouth feel when you drink this wine. It doesn't just fall flat. It has a fuller finish, a fuller body. You can pair this with a lot of different things. You could do like a little bit heavier chicken dish even with this one, and obviously all your barbecue meals throughout the summer, those would be great with this wine. What else would you pair this with, Devin?
My belly.
Yes, this is.
Besides that, like a real answer, I would definitely pair it with poultry for sure. But obviously, any vegetarian meal as well. This goes really great with even your greens, your veggies, salads. Like we mentioned, it's more of an aperitif style wine. So as you're making dinner, one thing to note about the Line and Dove line is that they're all vegan friendly, gluten free, and kosher for Passover. We will be having a kosher tasting coming up on September 3rd as well, featuring a kosher store from Baltimore, Maryland. So like I mentioned earlier, like us on Facebook so that when we post that, you guys can join in and support that great store and learn a little bit more about what makes wines kosher, as well as more of the Line and Dove. But yeah, that's what I would definitely pair this with. But it is a very well-balanced rosé as well. The acidity isn't that high in this rosé, so you can pair it with just about anything and be really happy with it. I think that it's definitely got a really beautiful color. If you guys are drinking it along with us, it looks great. It tastes great. Austin's asking where the label's made from. So the labels were actually designed by a tattoo artist locally in Frederick, Maryland. So local tattoo artists design the labels. They're a really great eye-catching label. All of them come in different colors, and obviously this one almost matches the wine inside. So it's beautiful on the shelf, on your kitchen table. Great for crafts afterwards. I've seen a lot of people doing crafts with bottles during quarantine, and I always love to look at all of those on Pinterest. I think that's what Pinterest was made for, to figure out wine bottle crafts. Exactly. Yeah, lights or anything. Flowers, a vase of sorts, Alicia. Yeah, great question, Austin. But like you mentioned, from Chile, I think the Cabernet Sauvignon grapes in this are absolutely fantastic. I love rosés that are made from those deeper red grapes. And I mean, look at that. That's awesome. Let's go visit and drink all of their rosé.
That is probably the Andes mountain range there in Chile.
Exactly.
So the Andes mountain range just goes between Mendoza and Chile. They're big, beautiful mountains, nothing like what we have here in Maryland, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, I was asking. Yeah, and not the Appalachian. right here. I was asked the other day also about what makes a rosé rosé. There are quite a few different methods that you can make rosé, or even why they made rosé. I think it's really interesting that a lot of dry red wine lovers say that, oh no, I don't do the girly rosés, when in fact the French actually made rosé because they were getting too hot in the summertime drinking their, very high volume Bordeaux style blends or all their dry red wines. Be honest, when it's 100 degrees out, are you really going to want to drink your dry red wine? Probably not. No, I've seen it a few times and it doesn't go well. So what they did was, okay, well, we still want to make a grape or a wine with these really great red grapes that we love. Along came the rosé. Now, some people make it by blending your red wine with your white wine. Ta-da, rosé. That seems like the easy way, which it sort of is. But there's also the skin maceration. So really to get the beautiful color and some of the tannins, even the aromas and the taste, you're going to let those skins in there. But they're only going to stay within that juice for, 6 to 8 hours. When you're making a red wine, it stays for even up to months sometimes. So, it's something to think about and kind of get out, just share with your friends or, especially your manly friends that only drink those dry reds. Rosés are made for men too. There's a reason why the rosé all day. Yeah, be a man, drink rosé, but no, I think that's an interesting story to share about rosé, is that this is still a dry rosé, a lot of flavor. I love this rosé. The Washington Post loved it. This was recently featured in the Washington Post a couple months ago. Dave McIntyre rated it at 2.5 stars, and that is out of 3 stars. So it was rated excellent to exceptional by Dave McIntyre, and for good reason. So I know Alicia will agree with me. If you guys have not tried the Line and Dove Rosé yet, definitely do yourself a favor. Go out and get a bottle. It has an average price of $11.99 in most stores. You can find them all around Maryland or DC. And Line and Dove has done a really great outreach, even with local magazines in DC, and really fun events around to even help out the community. So like them on Facebook, Instagram, at Line and Dove Wines as well.
And all the Line and Dove are excellent. So there's something
really are.
Line. If you like sweet wines, there's Shadow. If you like dry wine, you've got Rosé, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir, and Cabernet also. I
totally agree. I think that they're so well balanced. You can pair them with just about anything, guys. So go out, try some bottles. Send us your pictures, tag us on Instagram so that we can share those too. Oh, I love this one. Now, speaking of shout outs, before we get into our first read of the evening, for those of you that read the USA Today, we actually did a virtual vino of maybe about 3 or 4 episodes back. With our Tussock Jumper minis and the Massatina mini with Cassandra when she was here with us. It was over some sort of holiday weekend. But check out USA Today. They have a really great feature in there about all of the Tussock Jumper minis, the Massatina Prosecco. You can find those wines in your regular wine bottle size, but the minis are so great. Obviously, the minis there you can find around Maryland and DC. The Tussock Jumper minis, for example, are perfect for summertime. They even come with a recyclable plastic cup there that hooks to each and every bottle. So if you guys can't find them, reach out to us. We'll let you know what stores near you carry them. But like with anything that we show off on the show here, if your local store in Maryland or DC does not carry these products, just ask them to contact DMV Distributing, because we would be so glad to help them out and to get you these really great high quality wines at awesome prices. That's what it's all about. That's why I know Alicia and I love our jobs, because we have no issue selling these wines to your stores so that you guys can enjoy them, and without breaking the bank too. So you're not going to, trust me, you buy this $11.99 bottle of wine, you're not going to feel bad about it, because as soon as you open it, enjoy it when you get home, share it with friends, You'll absolutely love it.
Yes. I think all of our wines tonight are under $12, which is
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have 90-point rated wines. The next two reds are 90 points. The Caracal was featured, that was one of the top 100 wines of 2019. It was actually rated number 24 out of 100, and it's $11.99, guys. So definitely.
Yeah. Oh, mine enthusiast best five.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and before we move on, Line and Dove, we have partnered with Tag Magazine. They're based out of Washington, D.C. If you have not heard of Tag Magazine, they are a great publication, both print and online. But you can visit their Facebook page as well. They just drank with, if you've watched FX's Pose, Dominique Jackson, one of the stars of Pose, was on this past Wednesday. She absolutely loved the Line and Dove Moscato. She has been writing Ebony, the CEO and editor of Tag Magazine, about where can I get these, because she does unfortunately live in New York and we don't sell there yet, but we will definitely hook her up with some Line and Dove Moscato. If you haven't even tried the Moscato yet, do yourself a favor, try that too.
Yes, Gina, no more barefoot or Sutter Helm for them. You can do the Tussock Jumper and Macedonian.
Exactly. High quality wines in a small to-go package when movie theaters open back up. Boop,
Yeah.
boop. Put them in your
Prosecco, my favorites. I'm a nice dry Prosecco. Love that one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Macedonian Prosecco, a 96-point decanter rated wine that simple, easy to go.
Yes.
Drink it by itself, make an amazing mimosa with it.
Exactly.
Enjoy.
It looks like Jenna's taking Tussock Jumpers to the beach with her this weekend. That's because those are plastic bottles. You can take them out on the beach and not worry about any glass, which is fantastic. You don't want to take glass out on the beach. Keep it plastic on the beach. Throw your trash away.
Totally. And Jenna, definitely take pictures for us of vacation with your minis. We'd love to reshare them as well on our Instagram and Facebook page too. And have fun at the beach.
Yeah. Make
sure you wear sunscreen.
Yes.
All right, so we are going to move on to our first red wine of the evening. Our red blend Portugal. This is from Casa Santos Lima. I absolutely love this winery. We have featured quite a few wines from them so far on Virtual Vino. You can see my bag back here, our Virtual Vino bag. Remember, in your stores, our participating stores also have these great bags. You can fit all 4 of your wines inside. Most of the stores have them prepackaged. There's a photo up there for you. Excellent photo. Gina, you sent that to us today. Those are our wines for next Friday at 7 p.m. So definitely check them out. The bags are so great. They fit 4. I can fit probably 7 or 8 in this thing. I've done it before, so I know that. But really high quality, great wine bags. What I've also learned, though, is that you can put your 4 wine bottles in there, and then the sides you can put ice packs or another bottle of wine. But, you know, so keep a lookout for them as well. And if you go into a store, they have all 4 wines. They don't have the bags yet. Just let them know to contact us, and we'll make sure that we get the bags for them so that you guys can get the bags too.
Yes.
Now, Alicia, we sell quite a few wines from Casa Santos Lima. The labs, we have the Colossal Red and the Reserva, the White. This red blend Portugal is one of my favorites from Casa Santos Lima. It's a 90-point rated wine enthusiast wine. Really fantastic, fun label. And as we get started talking about this wine, for those of you that picked it up, try it chilled this weekend as well. And I've been saying that a lot. It's because it's 100+ degrees here. So trust me when I tell you that this is a wine that you can drink chilled and you will not regret it. It's such a great wine chilled. It even brightens the wine. It makes it a little bit more fruity tasting even, and it's more refreshing to you during hot August.
Just like slightly. Just throw it in the fridge for like 15 minutes before you drink it, and that should be good. And so that'll just take it down just below room temperature, and it'll be really nice to drink even in this hot weather that we're having.
Exactly. Yeah, Gina, of course I was going to think of the ice packs. It's not as clever as my wrapping a wet paper towel around the wine bottle and putting it in the freezer for a few minutes, But I thought it was pretty clever. Oh, hi, Richard. Cheers.
Hey, Richard.
Richard, we love the Torontos as always. Thank you for watching this evening. We wish you were joining us once again. It was absolutely delicious.
Yes, we loved having you on at the beginning of June. We wanted to share the Torontos again tonight to showcase Old World versus New World wine.
Yeah. So now we're getting into the Old World, aren't we?
We are. We are over to Portugal now. And Casa Santa Lima's, obviously, Devon, we have a lot of wines from the Lima's winery. They are the largest producers in Portugal. So, they have the wines which we shared with you guys before, and we have the Red Blend Portugal, Colossal, Confidential, Red and Rosé, all kinds of good stuff out of Casa Santa Lima winery. And Portugal does fall under the Old World wine, so obviously they are in that area that first started producing grapevines and wine varietals. So, I mean, some of these countries probably have like hieroglyphics of winemaking on their walls somewhere. Winemaking is that old, but
exactly. Thousands of years, everyone.
Yeah. So Portugal does fall into the Old World, but they do, I feel like for their labeling techniques, they do do more of a New World kind of standard. On the backs of like Portuguese wine labels, you can usually find like the region that it's from. Most wines have, at least like in the US, you can usually find what state a winery is from on the back of their label. Wines from Portugal, you can find the region it is from. So obviously other countries aren't split up by states like the US is, so they have wine regions. And our Portugal red blend here, this is from the Lisboa region. So and this is a red blend. I would call it a field blend, probably. Use quite a few different red grape varietals. A field blend is when they just stick a few varietals into the blend and call it a blend there.
Yeah, and of course it features one of their most popular grapes from Portugal, the Triga Nacional. So I know that that's heavily featured in this as well. Now, one thing to mention about Old World wines is that the characteristics of an Old World wine, they usually have a lighter body, they have a lower alcohol content. Like I said, not always, but usually they have a higher acidity compared to the New World, and they also are usually less fruity, but they have more mineral characteristics and flavors to those wines. So just a brief note, obviously some wineries, some winemakers kind of change it up, of course, and maybe I think in recent years, perhaps if they notice, what's selling more, they might kind of change some of their products and keep up with the higher alcohol content, even a more fuller body, etc. But on average, lighter body, lower alcohol content, higher acidity, less fruit forward wines. This Red Blend Portugal, however, is not less fruit forward.
It is.
You're going to get a lot of fruit with this guy. It is such a great wine. Like I mentioned, 90 points wine enthusiast. It is aged in 4 months in oak barrels for 4 months. So that isn't an extremely long amount of time, but you do get some characters of vanilla, even with this wine, a little bit of licorice, but more so and especially chilled. I saw Jenna mention that she did chill it this week, and I was correct that it tastes great. Exactly, Jenna. It's very, very fruit forward. I get a lot of black fruits in this wine as well. But especially a lot of juicy berries and even maybe a little bit of citrus when I taste it.
I definitely get like the cherry, the juicy berries, a little bit of licorice, and there's like spiciness to it. And this is only 13% alcohol, so definitely not as high as a lot of our newer world wines go up to the 14 and above percentage there. So that does fall into the older world style of alcohol percentages, but it is definitely not your norm for old world with the bright cherries, bright fruit flavor, aromas and flavors to it.
Yeah. Jenna, this wine runs on average $10.99 in stores around Maryland and DC. Great question. Now, I know we mentioned earlier about other wines from Casa Santos Lima. Their Lab Vino Verde Rosé was actually featured in the Washington Post this past Wednesday. So for those of you that love rosés, if you like the Lion and Dove Rosé even, or really any rosé in general, the Vino Verde Rosé is a great wine to try out with your friends. The Vino Verde, they're very young grapes, so super fresh, very juicy. It was rated excellent and also a great value by Dave McIntyre in the Washington Post. So thanks, Dave. Thanks for the Washington Post for showing Casa Santos Lima and DMV Distributing some love this week. And I mean, look at the label. So for all of you dog lovers, why not go out and buy that wine?
Yes, and all the Lab 750 sizes are about $10 at stores as well. So very affordable wines there also.
Yeah. High quality with a great price. That's exactly what we're about here at DMV Distributing. So even if your favorite store doesn't carry the Lab or even the Red Blend Portugal like we're trying right now, tell them to contact us and we'll make sure that you get those at your local stores for sure.
Yeah. So,
absolutely love this label, Alicia. It's one of my favorites.
It is. It's one of mine too. My mom always says that she loves this label. She's like, oh, the one with the pretty bird on it. So
yeah.
It is a standout label. Vibrant, colorful. I mean, how could you miss this on the shelf? And obviously, it's 90 points on there. It's beautiful wine, beautiful label. Definitely pick up a bottle of this at the stores if you're not enjoying it with us tonight because you want to try this wine.
Yeah, exactly. And, you don't even have to get the wine opener out. As soon as you get home, just crack it, pour it, and go.
It is a twist off.
It is a twist off, exactly. All right, everyone. So let us know what you think about the Red Blend Portugal. Jenna says, I bet this Red Blend would be good as a sangria.
That would be very nice.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely pick up a bottle. Even if you add some fruit into it, it would taste absolutely delicious.
Yes.
And even super chilled as a sangria, it would taste really great.
It has nice acidity and balance to it. So turn it into a sangria, add in even more fruit flavors to it. And depending on what you put in your sangria, I mean, it would definitely be a nice chilled summer cocktail.
For sure. Oh, Jess said it's almost like a Pennsylvania Dutch design. That's what I was thinking of. I knew it seemed similar to me, but yeah, PA Dutch design, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. But obviously, you're not going to have a hard time finding this in a store. Just look out for the really fun label. Grab yourself a bottle. Like we mentioned, an average price of $10.99 in your store. So get 2 for $22 and enjoy with your friends over the weekend.
Yes, Gina.
So many good ideas. Well, it's happy hour on a Friday. If you're gonna have a good idea, this is where they come from. So,
It's just drinking those wine and pump out ideas.
Yeah. Why not? So speaking of why not, I think that this is a perfect time for our giveaway of the evening before we move on to our last and final wine of tonight. Exactly, Holly. Great bargain. So for those of you that have been commenting, asking us questions all night, we are going to pick someone at random to win this amazing wine glass that Alicia made. It is so great. Remember, like her Instagram and Facebook as well, Flower House Designs. Support her. Win yourself a wine glass. She made me one, so don't be too jealous. I didn't even have to comment or ask questions to win a great wine glass. Thanks again, Alicia.
I don't know if Christy is wine, but Christy has told me that.
Did she steal my wine glass?
I have made Christy and Erica wine glasses one year for Christmas, and I think Christy's mother-in-law or Drew's mom has taken over her wine glass that I. because she loves it so much.
Oh, so if I go to the warehouse and my wine glass is gone.
Yes, it's not at the warehouse yet, so it's okay.
Oh, no, it's still safe. It's okay, Christy. You can have my wine glass. I know where to get another one. All right. Oh, congrats, Jenna Bishop. You won the Flower House Design wine glass. So enjoy it. Send us pictures of you drinking and enjoying it. So we are going to move on to our last and final wine of the evening, the Caracol Serrano Red Blend. So if you joined us last week, we featured 4 amazing wines from Igo Bodegas, who are from Jumilla, Spain. This is from another winery from Jumilla, Spain. So also an old world wine. And I love this red blend. It's super delicious.
I'm just dumping out the rest of my Portuguese. Put some Caracol Serrano.
Good thinking. Now, the Caracol Serrano, obviously made in Jumilla, Spain, like I just mentioned. They have a really great continental climate. They're right close to the Mediterranean Sea, so they have a lot of really sunny days there. So the winery where they're made out of, they have over 3,000 hours of sunshine per year. So it's a lot of hours where these grapes can get a little bit of sun. They can grow very healthy. This is a blend that is absolutely fantastic. And even if you have this, remember, always check out the back label. They'll have stories about the wines, etc. But you're going to find Monastrell, Cabernet Sauvignon, as well as Syrah in this really fantastic red blend. Like I mentioned earlier, it was one of the top 100 best buys of wine enthusiasts. It was actually number 24 of 100. And it's 90 points by Wine Enthusiast. Like we also mentioned earlier, this wine is on average what price, Alicia?
$12.
Exactly. So this is a really great, high quality wine for an awesome price. Like you just can't beat it. Yet again, another really fantastic showing from Jumilla, Spain. The label's super fun. I know one of the pairings that we'll mention later is escargot with this wine. I think it's really funny because of the snail on the bottle as well. I mean, why not? It's got a really great ruby red color, some hints of purple to this wine as well. Can you see it, Alicia? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's very ruby red, but especially around the rim, there's a bit of purple there that's really gorgeous.
I would say this is a deep kind of ruby or purple.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And it's definitely going to be a little bit more fuller bodied, a bit heavier than our last wine, the red blend from Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
Being that it is 55% Mistral, which is also Mourvedre, for those of you more familiar with French wine. That is the same grape varietal there. And definitely with the Cabernet and the splashed in there. It smells delicious. I haven't had this.
So good. I know. Who did this? Great picks this week, you guys. No, I mean, I'm getting a lot of plum and blackberry, even a little bit of raspberry, but it also smells I smell a lot of vanilla in this as well. Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah.
And I just opened this bottle. I didn't even let this aerate.
No,
I need to sit in. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
I definitely get the plum, maybe a little bit of like spice in there. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
Like blackberries, raspberries. Definitely a fruit-friendly wine, I would say, but it is old world, so not super fruity, not as fruity as the red blend again.
Yeah. It definitely has a fuller body, a really great mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm.
It has a very long aftertaste, though, of like really ripe red fruits, is what I'm getting. The aftertaste is super long. Ooh. Yeah, this is good. This is what I'll be drinking the rest of the night, everyone, in case you're wondering. For those of you that have this, hopefully all of you do. If you don't, try this red blend. It is absolutely amazing.
Yes. And if you
And
guys are trying it along with us, tell us in the comments what you're thinking about it.
Mhm.
And lines tonight, tell us over there in the comments how you what you're thinking about these wines. And again, for being a old world country, this is getting up there in the alcohol. This is 1% on the alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It has a lot of legs to it, and I was like, hold up. Yeah, it's over 14% alcohol. It does not taste that high of alcohol. It really doesn't. This would be another, like Jenna mentioned earlier about the Portugal Red Blend. I used to make a lot of sangria at a winery, and usually the drier the reds would make the best sangria, but even this would be amazing if you want something to show off in the summer. Even chilled, I mean, your best temperature to serve this at would be about 57 to 61 degrees Fahrenheit. So obviously not at room temperature where it's probably about 69, 70 degrees. You're still going to want to chill this a little bit to be at what that winemaker wanted you to drink it at.
Yes.
But even at room temperature, this wine is so bright, so juicy. I would pair it with red meat. I'm a red meat lover, even a steak kind of person, but especially at summertime. So, you know, even your hamburgers, your sliders this weekend, if you're barbecuing.
Food's off the go great.
Food, exactly. And like we mentioned earlier, all of the all of the old world wines are always going to be great with food. Some of your new world wines that have, you know, higher alcohol content even, you're going to have to kind of check out what you're pairing it with. You might have to dabble and see, you know, obviously what works with your taste buds even more so. But yeah, these old world wines, we shared 2 reds with you this evening, and both of them are absolutely fantastic.
I see Gina's comments about steaks and hamburgers. That sounds great for with this one. That would be excellent.
Are you eating a hamburger right now, Gina?
Right?
Are you? Exactly. If anyone's drinking along with us, let us know what you think. This is definitely one to go out to your store this weekend and check it out, buy a bottle. We mentioned it's about on average $11.99 in stores around Maryland or DC. And yet again, a really great wine from Jumilla, Spain.
Actually, I had a steak and cheese sub before this for dinner, and that would have gone really well with that.
Oh, yeah. Even like a meat lover's pizza with this.
Oh, yes.
We're so fancy.
She got stuff off the grill.
Gina, put out. She's fired. Yeah, so that is the Caracol Serrano Jumilla Red Blend, Monastrell Cabernet Sauvignon, and Syrah, an absolutely delicious, very easy to drink red blend. The tannins in this are super low, I find. It's so easy to drink. Even if the tannins are high, it's very well balanced. I think especially because the alcohol is so high, it's just kind of balanced itself out. I've even drank a lot of great with paella. Ooh, yes.
That sounds good. I haven't been to Spain yet, so we'll get there.
We're going to get there. Post-COVID, DMV is going to be shut down for a week because we're all in Spain.
Yes, well, we were supposed some of us were supposed to be in Portugal. Some of us were supposed to be in Portugal next month, but unfortunately, we're not.
No. Sorry, guys.
Spain and Portugal on the next trip.
Exactly. Now, if you guys are really enjoying the Jumilla red blends, especially, remember we do have the Akuma coloring contest going on. If you watched last week, all of those wines were also similar to the wine we're drinking now from Jumilla, Spain. With that winery, Iga Bodegas, we do have the Akuma Coloring Challenge. There are some submissions we've received. The challenge goes until August 31st, so you guys still have a couple weeks to go out, buy yourselves a bottle of the Akuma Red Blend. You can color it, your children can color it, your grandma can color it, your gardener can color it, your U.S. Postal Service worker can color it. Should I go on? Everybody can color it. So especially if you have any artist friends, children that want something to do, enjoy the wine while you watch them color. They'll be occupied for a few minutes. But no, we've had some really great submissions. What do you get if you win the coloring contest? Well, you get $250 of Ego Bodegas products. So, I'm sorry, $250 worth of amazing Humia wine from Ego Bodegas. What are you waiting for? I mean, Alicia, have you colored a bottle yet?
I haven't. I have one to color. I need to get inspired. Maybe tonight I will drink this wine and color.
Yeah, drink this Humia wine and color your Akuma.
I know. I need to do it.
I did color mine. And I know my sister wants to color one. So I have a lot of friends I know that are still working on some. They went out and got them at some local stores around Western Maryland here. So I can't wait to see what they come up with. But obviously, guys,
Akuma is available in most of your local liquor stores. And if they don't have it, definitely ask for it. But you can find this bottle pretty much anywhere. So grab one and color it. I mean, so easy. Get drink wine and color. And then submit it to win even more wine, more delicious wine.
I mean, it's not like you can go out and do your paint nights at a winery right now. So sit at home, enjoy the Akuma, and you can win wine. So I see nothing wrong with this. Now, speaking of Ego Bodegas and the Akuma Challenge, so for those of you that have watched prior shows where we featured Ego Bodegas and their owner, Yana, she's actually going to be on our live show here on September 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to reveal the winner of the Akuma Challenge. So that night, and like I said, this is a worldwide challenge. So someone from, I don't know, France might win it or whatever. But we will be revealing the winning bottle. Even talking to Yana after the show last week, she actually mentioned that they're thinking about doing a run of that winning bottle. Ooh. With the wine inside to sell. So I'm just saying,
your wine
mention that. So I'm just saying, yeah, if you guys color one gorgeous enough, it might win. You win wine, and people are going to be drinking out of a wine bottle that you colored.
Yes.
I actually asked her about what the artist of that bottle, what he thought about, the coloring contest, and she laughed so hard. And she said he just couldn't believe that everyone loved the bottle enough to, actually color it and, this be such a big thing. So he was really appreciative, and he's been following along on their Instagram as well as DMV's to see all of the great submissions. So everyone go out, get yourself a bottle of the Akuma. Join us on September 11th as well. Just like every other Friday at 7 p.m. We'll reveal who won. And we'll be jealous of that person, of course. But, you can submit more than once. If you want to go out and buy 10 cases of the Akuma and color them all, have your neighborhood color them all, by all means. Then you all can share the wine that you win afterwards. So more submissions, more chances to win.
Ooh, Rich is going to paint one. Yeah, I'd love to see a painted one. I thought about painting one, but I'm not so sure that I'm that great at painting. So.
I can barely paint a white wall in my house I'm renovating, let alone a wine bottle. I would have it everywhere.
Yes. And Holly wants to know about pairing the Caracal Serrano with Indian food.
I think that it's juicy enough and very well balanced. It would probably pair quite well with a spicier Indian dish also.
I think it could definitely handle those Indian spices for the Indian food.
I completely agree. But the two wines that we showed first, the Rosé and the Torontis, they would probably be your best bet to pair with your spicy Indian food, Holly. Yeah, Jenna, you got to get to it. You guys have until August 31st.
Is that 2 weeks? I think we still have 2 weeks.
Yeah, you've got 2 weeks, exactly. So thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. Alicia, thanks so much for joining. It's always great to see your face. And have a ladies' night. I know Gina was over here yelling ladies' night earlier. Sorry we left you out, Gina. We love you.
Yeah.
A ladies' night of sorts on a Friday night. Remember to vote in our poll that we'll be posting right after our live show here for your favorite wine of the week. As always, no, actually, it's a toss-up tonight. I usually know exactly what I'm going to vote for. It's a toss-up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Depends on the mood, Alicia, but definitely. Now, join us next Friday, August 21st. I'll be back along with another special guest. We are going to drink the Line and Dove Chardonnay, the Paxos Red Blend from Portugal, the Tannel 46 Cabernet Sauvignon, and the Line and Dove Moscato. So the Moscato we were talking about earlier, Dominic Jackson from Pose loved it. Let's see what you guys think about it. So make sure that you go to your favorite and local liquor stores. If they don't have any of those wines or even all 4 of them, just ask them to contact DMV Distributing and we'll make sure to help them out for you. But until then, I hope that everyone has a great weekend. Thanks, Alicia, once again for joining me. I hope that everyone enjoys their weekends. Jenna, I hope that you enjoy the beach and your Tussock Jumper minis.
Yes. Have fun at the beach. I remember those Tussock Jumper minis float, too. So.
And they float. Yeah, I would like floating on the beach photos.
Yes.
Although I hear that they're really hard to corral to get the labels in the shot. Jess had them in a pool this week, and that apparently went really well. So for a photo op, so let's see what you can do, Jenna. The rule is that you have to drink like 3 before you try and take the picture, I think. I think that would have helped you, Jess. I see you back there. All right, guys. Well, Alicia, thanks so much. Thanks, everyone, for joining. We want to keep these going. So thanks, everyone, for supporting our stores, DMV Distributing. Remember to go to Flower House Designs, like them on Instagram. Jenna was the winner of the wine glass this evening, so hopefully we can get Alicia to give away more awesome wine glasses, because why not?
Yes, exactly. Why not?
Why not? Why not? They're going to see me with that why not glass on here all the time now. All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Have a great weekend.